Okay, here we go. A quick and nasty video on etching, electro etching blade. So here we have a bunch of stencils. You can barely see them, they've been cut, but you know, it's there. So we're just going to quickly pick up the actual bit that we want to etch. And you're going to need, very important, a pair of glasses. Ah, see, now I can see it. You wish you had a pair of glasses? Right. So now we've just picked out the center. Now we've got our stencil. Should be able to see it a lot better now. See it somewhere there. There it is. Right. That's cool. So we'll just use that in a second. Now, here we have a blade. We've just gone over it with a bit of very fine sandpapers, like 1800 or something, 1600. And we're going to give it a quick wipe with acetone. I don't have acetone, I'm using metho. Anyway, this is what it is. Quick and nasty. Dry that, wet it, dry it, clean it, wipe it, blow on it. Wait for that to dry off. I don't know if you can see that evaporating nicely. So, now we don't touch that with our fingers because we don't want to put oil in there. Now, where's our little stencils? Over here. Grab that and we carefully position it. Well, I don't know about there somewhere. Again, very careful not to touch anything with our fingers because that'll put oil in there and that'll stop it from working, I believe. Now, you need to press this down. Can you see all the air bubbles? Maybe you can see, maybe you can't see. There's a bunch of air bubbles in there. Right, so all we do is just with a rag, we just press it down. See that? Now we're activating the actual sticky material. Cool. These bubbles don't matter so much, we just want to get nice crisp edges. It's all about the edges. Cool. Next, water. Salted water. Very, very salted. That's disgusting. Give it a shake because it's probably not working too well now. Cotton buds. Pink ones are cheaper for some reason. Now here's where it gets interesting. I'll do mine a little bit differently. I don't know right or wrong, this works for me. So we get some salted water on our cotton bud. And we just, can you see that? Putting little drips in there. We actually want to build up. It's going to resist. But we need to build up a little bit of a bubble on there. You can probably use a syringe, but you know, I'm lazy. That's going to rust. See, that's getting there now. Perfect. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. See the bubbles covering the entire stencil? Now, here's where it becomes really fun. This is the quick and nasty bit. Off the side here you can't see, but I have a power supply. It is massive. We're drawing about 3 amps and 13 volts. Now, geez, I hope I get this right. The red goes on the red terminal, gets grounded to your knife. Now this is where it becomes really interesting. Over here, let me just see if I can show this to you. Right, this is actually a little cutting tool we use here at work. You can probably use a drill bit or forget anything else. This has got a titanium tip on it. Not titanium, scratch that, carbide tip on it. If you can see, so the shaft is is high-speed steel, and you can just see that this part of it is a bit of carbide welded on ground. It's old, it's broken, so we're going to use it. So we clamp that into our thing, and we should be ready to rock and roll now. Watch this. So we're using the carbide tip. Our earth is hooked up over here, just at a shot. I'll bring this into shot. As soon as I put this in the water, it's going to start arcing, hopefully. Oh, interesting. Oh, you know what? Let's plug in our massive power supply. It'll work much better if it's plugged in. I thought it was, sorry. Right. Try that again. Massive power supply. Needs... That was close. Yes, I know that was silly. Right, so try that again. When we put it in, it's going to start fizzling and bubbling. Still not. What the... Let's turn on our power supply now, for God's sakes. Take 3. Now, fizzing, bubbling, coming up. Watch. So that's actually arcing across from the tip. And you can see it starting to turn black. We're just kind of engraving through it. Don't do that. Don't touch the metal steel, because it will do that. It'll arc. We just want to be in the water. Now this, you'll need to experiment with your own steel. This steel here that I'm using for this knife blank actually hasn't been hardened, and this works much better on hardened material. Now, cotton bud that we used earlier, just spread some of this mess around. I find 3 goes works really well on this. Hope you can all see that. It's a lovely mess in there. But as you can see, it's working nicely. Yes, I'll just stop talking for a second, just watch this beautiful action. Now we are putting a lot of heat into this, so the water is actually evaporating. That's what's happening. That's why I keep adding more. You can see the smoke coming off, but there's nothing but salt and water, so there's actually no chemicals. I'm not wearing a respirator. Probably should. Probably die of something. In fact, I'll certainly die of something. Right, so we're just giving it 3 light goes. I don't know how long that took. Didn't take very long, I'm guessing. You can watch the video again as you find out. A tip. Now, this is something else you can do, right? A lot of people do it this way. You can touch this. This is not because I'm not touching the steel, I won't get electrocuted. You can actually just use the cotton bud as the medium. So just do that. Now, because that's wet and salted, you can just do that. I find my way works better. But you can do it this way as well. It's much slower, and problem is the cotton bud starts to melt, as you can see, and becomes yucky. Experiment, try it, see what works for you. That's actually working quite well. Cool, enough of that. So switch that off, switch off my massive power supply. I'll show it to you at the end of the video. Now, is the stencil reusable? I don't know, maybe. I've got a bunch of them. Now this wouldn't have gone very dark, and that's because, Sorry, bad angle. So I'm just taking the stencil off. It is actually reusable. All the messes on this side, none of it got through, so we can actually put that back. Yeah, all the messes on this, on the front. The stick as such is still clean. We've still got our material that it came on. We're just going to plonk that on there, let it dry. Out of the way. Now here's the fun part. Because we use salted water, we got carbon steel, we want to neutralize the oil. We'll probably just wipe it first, just see what you got. And yeah, well, that worked. Kinda. It comes out much better in the camera. Oh, still standing. Right, so a bit of WD on the rag. Neutralize the nasty salt. We've got one that we did on hardened steel, and it does look much better. Now that actually doesn't look like it, but there's actually quite a bit of depth in there. Let's see if we can get closer to it. So you can see it's actually quite good definition. That's, you know, laser quality. Just wipe that down with Metho again, because I'm going to show you something else quickly.